Pyo-woo was just a 14-year-old orphan, a drifter wandering from place to place to survive. One day, he encountered a mysterious figure, and in the blink of an eye, everything went dark. When he woke up, he was trapped in absolute darkness. He couldn't see, move, or even hear. His 5 senses were completely shut down. Time became meaningless as he drifted between terror and starvation, unable to comprehend why he was taken. Slowly, he regained control. He could move his fingers, feel the cold ground, hear the distant drip of water. I have to survive. That was the only thought that kept him sane. He crawled toward the sound, his hands brushing against a damp wall. He couldn't find the water, but he ate the moss growing on the surface to stay alive. He mapped the walls in complete darkness until, one day, a small light appeared. A hand slipped a bowl of rotten food through a door beneath him. He devoured it without hesitation. Pyo-woo soon realized he wasn't alone. At least more than 5 other children were locked in similar isolation cells. Why were they kidnapped? What purpose did this nightmare serve? After 4 months, Pyo-woo had adapted to his prison. Then, one day, a white snake coiled around his arm and bit him. The venom burned, but he did not die. The snake returned, biting him over and over until his body became immune. His eyes turned crimson, his pupils narrowed like a snake's, and his senses sharpened beyond human limits. Then, the door finally opened. As he stepped out, the stench of rotting corpses filled the air, those who had failed to survive. He followed the path, meeting other surviving children, all of them heading toward a massive underground structure. They were not alone anymore. The survivors formed groups, but Pyo-woo chose to stay alone. Food was provided daily, but over time, the rations became smaller and smaller, forcing them to fight for survival. Desperation turned to murder. Children slaughtered each other for food. Pyo-woo simply observed, realizing the truth. They were being trained to become assassins. Then, the true masterminds appeared. They were training the ultimate assassins for a secret mission. The children were subjected to brutal training, lethal tests, and ruthless survival battles. Those who failed died one by one. 7 years passed. Out of 300 children, only 28 remained. And Pyo-woo stood at the top, a ghost in the darkness, his presence undetectable even by his instructors. Then came the final mission, the reason they had been forged into weapons. But there was a terrible truth behind it all. Once the mission was complete, their captors planned to kill every last one of them, erasing all traces of their existence. Now, Pyo-woo must decide. Will he complete the mission, or turn against his captors? Who are the true masterminds behind this brutal training? Who is the target they have been raised to kill? What grand conspiracy lurks behind the shadows of the martial world? This is the story of Pyo-woo, the Grim Reaper, the greatest assassin to ever exist. Anyone who stands in his way will die.